Thank you, Mrs. Kramer, for the privilege of interviewing you. I really enjoyed reading your book, The Outback Evangelist, and I have read it more than 3 times. And I think it's a really good book for all Christians to read and to study. So one of my questions is, what transformation did you observe in the lives of the natives as a result of your father's Christian input?
We saw a change that they were respectful, were happy to do work, happy to work for both my parents. My mother had we'd call her a lubra, the Aboriginal name for the woman, in the house, helping, and she had a joy about her. And especially her husband, they got married.
In the book Outback Evangelist, it mentions that your father had special connections with men such as Dr John Flynn and Pastor Frederick Albrecht and many others, including professors such as Ted Strello and John Cleland. Could you comment on the providential result of these strategic friendships in terms of the outcome for Australian natives as well as the gospel?
Yes, well, they're all had very different positions in life. Dr John Flynn, of course, was a minister in his own right, and there's memorials to him. Albrecht was out at a place called Hermannsburg Mission, and that is still open and working today with Aborigines studying. I don't know just how much, but there's still quite a number of Aborigines living there, and they learned gardening, they learned looking after cattle. And John Cleland, he was a professor at the university here and came up with a team of people, and my father would provide camels or interpreters and go out with them. There were other men, Professor Johnson, we had a dentist used to come up, and so various people like this. Mr. Kramer would help them, take them out, loan them camels or get interpreters, and so that they had someone with them. They weren't able to learn the language in a quick time. Ted Strello, as a young person, spent a lot of time in our home, and then with his wife. She went out on camels with her husband.
So were any missions established as a result of your father's work?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the mission is just in the hearts of those. I'm sure there's many, many people that came to know the Lord and have died as Christians, loving Him. But I don't know of an actual mission. Unfortunately, the church that it was the first church ever built, that he built in Alice Springs, and the home that they built was a very special home, and that's just Coles supermarket now. Another missionary who worked with Dad and knew him, Arnold Long, was the instigator of the Kramer Memorial Chapel, and they had the MMMs to build it, and a wonderful thing, they never went on to the next part of the building unless they had finance. And once they were needing some cement, and they didn't have any money in kitty, so they sat round and they prayed and put a hat out in the centre of the ring, and when they'd finished prayer, money had come in.
So do you still possess any of your parents' original journals? If not, where can we find them? Where are they located?
I haven't got very much. I might have a little bit here, but then I could find. Otherwise, it'll be in the Mortlock Library. Dad's photos, the doctor in charge of the museum said that he did such good photography that he was chosen with 5 others for this special exhibition, photography. And I thought that was rather humbling and wonderful that he probably had a box camera, you know. I mean, you've got special ones these days that, you know, you take messages and do all sorts of things. But he wouldn't have had anything very special. But to think, last year, his photographs were put in the South Australian Museum. How about that?
For more information, please write to info@faithfulgenerations.com or visit our website at www.faithfulgenerations.com.